Hey guys, you have joined me on the Empress of the Light Tarot. Today we're going to do another story time. I'm glad to see you guys again. Thanks for joining me on my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about a very interesting topic. The topic is fear an illusion? So I've pondered this topic a fair bit, and I've dealt with a lot of this throughout my life, challenging fear and the very essence of it, and also dealing with the origins of fear. So I've talked to a few people about this, and I'm interested to get your guys' take on it. But what I wanted to discuss with you is two parts of it. For one, is fear an illusion? And two, what are the origins of fear? So, what I want to first talk about is fear in itself. In my opinion, fear is an illusion, and we need to take our time to determine whether something we're dealing with is fear or is it danger. Because if we're dealing with fear, this is not based on something that is real or tangible. So I'm not talking about that danger is an illusion. Danger is very real, and you will know if you're in danger. But fear is more based on what you perceive as danger. It's not based on a tangible something that's in the 3D. I'll give you an example. Fear is something that your mind concedes or concocts a scenario that might happen. But danger would be if you had a big bear in front of you. That's real danger. But fear is often an illusion that's concocted in your mind. Now, the second point I would like to talk about is, if fear is an illusion, where does it come from? You'd be like, oh, well, it comes from within me, but are you sure about that? Are you sure your fear is coming from you? Because within my experience, I'm going to be very real with you. I believe it's actually a tool used by the opposition or the enemy to kind of mess with you, control you, keep you under the thumb, can keep you more controllable. It's also used by governments, people in positions of higher power, to control the narrative, control people in general. But when I say the opposition, in my experience, we're dealing with the very essence of the world, fighting the good fight of good versus evil. That's what we're kind of enthralled in at the moment. We're in the middle of that. What do I mean by that? I mean the whole world is in a constant battle of good and evil, and that may sound mythical or fanatical or in the land of fantasy. But if you look at what's going on in the world at the moment, there's definitely kind of like a tug of war between what's right and what's wrong, who's right and who's wrong, who's doing the right thing and who's doing the wrong thing. And there's a concept that whatever happens in the spiritual realm, where you have your angels, your ancestors, God, Jesus, and the whole spiritual realm, whatever happens there is reflected in our 3D down here. So to explain it quite straightforward. The spiritual realm, it happens there first, then it flows down to our three-dimensional realm, world, or however you want to say it. So whatever happens there first, and it kind of, it's a flow-on effect to here. And because there's unrest in the spiritual realm, it's reflected into our reality. And the reason I'm talking about this is because when I say the opposition, I don't know what you want to call it, Lucifer, the devil. I mean, some people don't even say they're the same people, but basically the opposition is the darkness of the world and all of the realms, where I see God as the light and our guiding light of the world and our creator. Where, if you think about it, the opposition doesn't really create anything, but he does love to play little games with our minds and trying to control us through different things. And one of the things that they use to control people, you as a person, is they use mind games and use your own fear. If you could say it's your fear, uses fear as a way to keep you small, under the thumb, and to control you. Because think about it. Do you believe that all your thoughts are your own? Or do you believe that they can be controlled or manipulated or interceded? Like, do you believe all our thoughts are our own? Just think about that for a while and just see what you come up with. Because I believe that fear is definitely a tool used by the opposition to control us, manipulate us, keep us under the thumb, control the narrative, control your moves, and keep you at a lower vibration. Also, to keep you more manageable and predictable. So, interesting topic. Now, I personally have experienced a lot of this, and I've come to the point where I challenge any kind of fear that I may feel. And I'm not saying I don't feel any at all, I'm just saying I challenge it definitely, and I question where it's coming from and why. Like, what does someone have to gain from me being in a place of fear? And it's actually, you get to the point where you start to operate more out of the space of love rather than fear, because fear is the opposite of what love is in the world, I believe. So when you're, and I'm not saying obviously if you're in danger, do everything you can to protect yourself and use your discernment, but there is definitely a difference between fear and danger. Fear often is just something our mind concocts that could happen. It's not necessarily something that's directly in front of us. So take that as it resonates in your life, and I want you to think about it. Are you ever functioning out of a place of fear and question why you're in that position or that place, and you're operating out of that place? Now, let's see. I might get a card or two based on this subject and see what we come up with, just to finish off this story time. And if you find these story times interesting or enlightening, or even just make you question your very reality or the reality we live in, don't forget to like and subscribe and share, because I'll be doing these as I've gone through a lot of stuff, and now I'm at the position where I think what I've experienced could help people. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. Angels, ancestors, spirits, spirit guides. What do we need to know to finish off this message? What do we need to know? See if we can get 2 cards. Okay. Yep. This is interesting. We've got the High Priestess and the Devil himself coming out here. Sometimes it's the devil, you know, I'm getting. Wonder what that means. So I'm getting, we need to use our discernment and question even our own thoughts. Use your discernment, God, and if you need more or heightened discernment, ask God for that, because you can work on your own discernment as well if that's a challenge in your life, and the devil, and use our discernment to override anything he may try and do in our lives. And I'm getting the 9 of Pentacles, so this may take a bit of work, but it's work well worth doing. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Just kind of some food for thought. And till next time, I love you guys. Bye. See you later.